Okay.
Sorry.
Keep going. It's okay.
Oh, Ted, kharab matlab?
Bad,
Oh, I'm making
bura,
notes in the
kharab.
book. Mausam, kharab.
Mosam,
Mausam, weather, right?
mosam acha hai.
Kab, kab.
Maybe India ka mosam monsoon ho rahi hai.
Ha, monsoon, yes.
हाँ, बहुत बारिश हो रही है.
Just a couple of minutes and we'll get the class started. Welcome everyone. Welcome to Hindi University. Really excited to have all of you and excited to see a lot of new students as well. As you know, we meet every Sunday, 8 a.m. US Pacific time to learn about Hindi language. And if you're interested, feel free to join us at the same time. You can watch the videos live with us on Facebook and also join the interactive session through Zoom and interact with all the other students. And that way, that's the best way, one of the best way to learn the language, where you'll be able to interact and practice and make mistakes along with other students. So once again, really excited to have all of you. We'll get the class started. As you know, we meet at 8 a.m. US Pacific time to learn about the Hindi language, okay? And for those of you who are new to Hindi University, you can learn more about us by going to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Hindi University. You can also learn about us by going to our page, tiny.cc/Hindi University, okay? And I have compiled a lot of frequently asked questions in this page, such as the timing of the class, are the classes are free or paid, all the details are there. And also, it can be very hard to find out videos on just YouTube channels. So we've kind of created a structure in this page also, so you can go sequentially if you follow this page. As you know, we've been going over the book called Teach Yourself Hindi, and we are going chapter by chapter, Teach Yourself Hindi. It's a book written by Professor Rupert Snell from University of Texas, Austin. And you can find the link of the book also in this page. Okay, and lately we've been going over chapter number 9. We started this chapter in the previous class. So far we've covered how to use future indefinite tense in Hindi. In this class, we'll continue to make progress on it. Okay, and for those of you who are interested in specific page number, if you can go to page number 116, we'll be focusing on that. Okay, so with that in mind, as you know, class is interactive. Feel free to right now mute yourself so we don't hear any background noise. But as we have questions, I'm going to ask each of you to participate. Okay, so let's get started. So as I said in the previous class, we learned about how to use future indefinite in Hindi. Rupert Snell covers future continuous right after that. For this class, I thought it'll be good that I continue on the next topic, which is how to use emphatic, a keyword called he. And we'll come back to future continuous as well. Okay, he. Okay, repeat after me, he, as wherever you are. That's the keywords we'll be using. And you probably have come across this word many times while speaking and interacting with other Hindi students. Okay, our goal would be to, by the end of this class, you will feel comfortable using it and at least recognizing it when anybody is speaking it. Okay, so this word roughly translates as only in English. Okay, only, and we'll see how to use it. Okay, so if you guys remember some of the basic sentences we learned in the previous class. Okay, so let's say the sentence is I will speak. Jamil, you want to help us? How will you say it in Hindi? I will speak.
मैं बोलूँगा.
Very good, right? So it will be मैं
बोलूँगा.
बोलूँगा. Okay, so you have 1 minute. Okay, so it will be मैं बोलूँगा. So मैं बोलूँगा. बोलूँगा. And मैं for I, that's how you say it in Hindi. I is मैं. And to speak is बोलना. And this is for completely new students. In Hindi, to speak is बोलना. But when you're using it in future indefinite, you will remove the last part na and you will put unga at the end, right? So for a guy, it's मैं बोलूंगा. For a girl, मैं बोलूंगी. Okay, and the same thing happens with other verbs as well. So we just remove the verb. So if it is like verb is khelna, which is to play, you remove the na and you say मैं खेल. Sometimes I put two o here, which is मैं खेलूंगा for a guy and मैं खेलूंगी for a girl. Okay, so far so good. Now let's put some object here. So I'll speak Hindi. Very simple, right? I will speak Hindi. And then how will you say that?
Okay, मैं हिंदी बोलूँगा.
Right? मैं हिंदी बोलूंगा. Right? Very simple so far. मैं हिंदी बोलूंगा. Okay. Now you have to say I will speak Hindi only. Remember, we want to use the word called he in the sentence. Okay. How will you say that? Okay, that's the thing that I will only speak Hindi. I will only speak Hindi. So which means like I'm not going to speak in any other language. And it's just an example. Okay, how will you say that? So let's ask Kelly ji. Kelly, what do you think the change will be in this sentence?
Let's see. मैं हिंदी ही बोलूंगी.
Very good, right? So you will say मैं हिंदी ही बोलूंगी. Awesome. मैं हिंदी ही बोलूंगी, which means I'll only speak Hindi. Okay? और मैं French ही बोलूंगी, और मैं Spanish ही बोलूंगी, और मैं Russian ही बोलूंगी, right? That's it. So you put, and why did you put he here? Let me ask you, Kelly ji. Why did you put it after Hindi?
क्योंकि सिर्फ हिंदी बोलूंगी.
Okay, because you are saying
Portuguese.
Okay. Yeah, keep going.
Just that only will speak in Hindi only, no other languages.
Okay.
And I have to put it right after the Hindi and not after me, right? Because then it would be only I will speak Hindi and no one else.
Right? That's it. Very good. So far, I will speak Hindi only, or I'll only speak Hindi. But let's say, so this is the basic use of how to use the word keyword he in Hindi to emphasize certain things. Okay, you want to emphasize here use of a specific language. Okay, or an object. Okay, I'm going to give you more examples, like मैं चावल ही खाऊंगा. Okay, or मैं चाय ही पीऊंगा. That means I will only drink chai or coffee, or I'll only have a rice and nothing else. Okay, so we'll have more examples, but this is just to get you started and have some building blocks. Now let's see what Kelly ji was saying. So let's say you have here मैं हिंदी बोलूंगी for her. मैं हिंदी बोलूंगी, and this is for a female. Okay, let's see how it will change again. मैं ही हिंदी बोलूंगी. And let's see, do we have Leah in the class? Leah is here, but okay, why don't you tell us, Leah ji? Again, one more time, simplify it. मैं ही हिंदी बोलूंगी. What does it mean?
Only I speak.
Okay,
Hindi.
only
I will speak Hindi.
Okay. That means you are emphasizing that only you will speak. Everyone can or feel free to, use any language they want or speak any language they want. Yes. So the emphasis here is basically on the, on मैं. Okay. So the keyword to remember is whenever you're using he, look for the word that is, preceding he. And that's your going to be the, reference for which you are using the word he. Okay. Let's look at one more example. Okay. Just to kind of, hopefully this makes sense, but let's, as I said, use more example, and hopefully this will clarify some of your questions as well. So this time I'm going to use some more complex example. Okay, I will meet. So I'm going to just put parentheses because we don't write it. I'll meet you, which is indirectly I'll meet with you. Okay. So let's see who would like to give it a try. Navras, you want to give it a try? How will you say that? How do you say to meet in Hindi? Break it down for everyone.
Melena or Melungi.
Milna, right? The word
Milna.
is milna.
Yes.
Right?
मैं तुमसे मिलूंगी.
Okay. So if it was just I will meet, it would be मैं. You will use the mil.
मिलूंगी.
मैं मिलूंगी. Okay. So as I said, sometimes I use you, sometimes I use double O. Don't get confused with that. The key is to really see what we are doing, right? So मैं मिलूंगी. Okay. Now we have another pronoun here. Okay. For those
तुमसे.
of you who are new, you is आप.
आप.
Okay.
आपसे.
Yes. So you can use, as Navras mentioned, you can use aap, you can use tum, you can use tu as well, like all different level of respect. This is more formal, right? So you said aap, and then because there is an implied with, it's basically
से.
nothing but say. Very good, right? मैं आपसे मिलूंगी. Okay. Okay, मैं आपसे मिलूंगी, which means I will meet with you. Okay. Now you want to be very exclusive. You want to say that I'll meet only you. Okay, so let's say you are going to a neighboring town and you have so many friends there, but you want to say I'll only meet a particular one. Okay, how will you say that? I'll meet only you here.
मैं आपसे ही मिलूंगी.
Very good. मैं आपसे ही मिलूंगी. Okay, मैं आपसे ही मिलूंगी. Now, as I'm making these sentences, I want you guys to start thinking about, similar kind of sentences where you will use he. Okay, and as soon as I'm done with the examples here, I'm going to ask some of you to tell me what you came up with. Okay, so and it's okay to make mistakes. As I said, the key is to at least start thinking about it. Okay, so let's see. We have Taraji as well. Taraji, what if you want to say only I will meet with you, nobody else? How will you say that?
Sorry, I just joined now.
Okay, so take your time. Okay, let's get situated. I don't want to put you. So let's see. Who else? Sangeeta ji, what do you think?
मैं ही आपसे मिलूंगी.
मैं ही आपसे मिलूंगी. And what does it mean?
I alone will meet with you.
Okay, I alone will meet with you, or I myself will meet you. Okay, great. So I hope this makes sense. Okay, I hope, even if parts of the sentences are hard for you because you are relatively new and you don't know the tenses, that's completely fine. Okay, at least focus on the usage of this word he. That by putting it somewhere in the sentence, you are emphasizing certain things. Okay.
Mere
So-
savate, Ashu Ji.
Yes, ask me.
Okay, so in that sentence, Mehi Apse Milungi, like you said, like you're going to another town and you're going to see your friend.
Uh-huh.
If you, I'm just trying to get it in my head in English, then it would be, whoops, I can't see the board.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it's small.
It's too small. Is it like, okay?
So there's background noise on Vedant, I think it is. And then I can it'll be big.
Okay, try now.
Oh, I can't see it. Anyways, it was when you say that to someone, you would say, when I come to town, I'm only going to see you, or is that what it is? Is that how that sentence is in English?
So in the first case or in the second case?
In that one right there. So
So let's say, a group of you are going to a different town.
right.
Okay. And all of you have a common friend. Okay. You are saying, मैं ही आपसे मिलूंगी. Okay. Nobody else. You see that? The focus shift.
Nobody else for who? Which?
So it's a group of you. Let's say you and 3 of your other friends are going to in a different town.
Okay.
Then the focus is like, you don't know about the other 3, but you're sure about you. मैं ही आपसे मिलूंगी. बाकी लोग नहीं मिलेंगे.
Oh, so of the group,
Yes.
I'm definitely going to meet with you. Like
That's
you're
right.
saying, 4 of us are coming, but don't worry, I'm coming. I will meet with you
That's right. Only you exclusive will meet with the person.
of this group.
Yeah.
Aha. Okay. Got it.
Yes. Good. Awesome. So let's do this thing. I want to now see what you guys came up with. Okay. So let me quickly do a gallery view. And this time I can unmute everyone as well and see what you have to say. Let's see. Who wants to go next? Let me, without I pick someone, let's see if you guys volunteer yourselves and tell me your sample sentence using he.
Sir, can I?
Yeah, go for it. There's some background noise, like someone is stuck in traffic. So, which is good to hear. You don't hear this traffic in India. So. Okay, so let's see. Go for it. So, okay, Priyanka, go for it.
मैं कल से ही पढ़ूंगी.
Very good. मैं कल से ही पढ़ूंगी, which means what does it mean? You tell me.
I will start reading from tomorrow only.
Okay, tomorrow only. Great example. मैं कल से ही पढ़ूंगी. Great. Let's see. Ted, you want to go next?
हाँ जी. मैं इस साल मसाला डोसा और वड़े ही खाऊंगा.
Okay, इस साल, say it again one more time. I want to hear it clearly.
मैं इस साल मसाला डोसा और वड़े ही खाऊंगा.
Okay, and what does it mean?
I will only eat masala dosa and vade this year.
So you guys remember, okay, if he comes to meet you, don't give him anything because he's saying that he'll only eat vada and masala dosa. Great. Vedant, you want to go next?
कल मैं खीर खाऊंगा.
Say it again. Your voice was breaking.
कल मैं खीर खाऊंगा.
Okay, but you have to use the word he to emphasize.
I'm sorry, it's bad connection. कल मेरे दोस्त मिलूंगा और हम साथ खीर खाऊंगा.
Okay, so I think if I heard you correctly, कल मैं दोस्तों से ही मिलूंगा. That I'm not gonna meet with anyone. I'm only gonna meet with my friends, and I'm gonna only play with my friends. के दोस्तों के साथ ही खेलूंगा. Great. Let's see.
Hi, this is Manohari.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I want to say I will eat only vegetarian. How do I say that?
What do you think?
May khana?
Vegetarian, you can say vegetarian khana.
Vegetarian khana hi.
The word is khana. And you remove na and you put this part.
Khanagi.
Yes, give it a try. So you remove the verb na part and you use kha and then conjugate it.
Oh,
with...
khaengi.
Very good. Khaungi. मैं vegetarian खाना ही खाऊंगी. Yeah, awesome. Great. Okay, so Tatiana ji, I think you were raising your hand.
Yes, I want to tell something.
Yeah.
मैं पोहा और चाय ही बनाऊंगी.
Very good. Awesome.
I will cook only poha and chai.
Very good. I didn't know that you eat in Russia. You eat poha and chai as well. But good to hear that.
Thank you.
Great. Let's see. Vatsala ji.
मैं stick shift गाड़ी ही चलाऊंगी.
Okay. Very good. Nice. Let's see. Navneet. Okay, we'll come to you again. Taraji, let's pick up the pace so that way we can do more. So Taraji, all yours.
मैं बस से ही जाऊंगी.
मैं बस से ही जाऊंगी. That means I'll only go by bus and not anything else. I'm not going to go by train or plane. Okay. Or you can also say मैं पैदल ही जाऊंगी. I'll only walk because I want to stay fit. Okay. Great. Sindhu ji.
मैं ही पिक्चर देखूंगी. I will
Okay.
only see picture. You will say?
Okay. And not nobody else. Great.
मैं ही couch पर बैठूंगी.
Okay. Very good, right? मैं ही couch पे बैठूंगी. So there is not enough space and like everyone is fighting to sit on the couch. Okay. And you want to claim that seat. You can say मैं ही couch पे बैठूंगी and nobody else. Okay. Something very common. We all want to fight for the remote, especially if you're watching TV. Okay. So, you know, you can say मैं ही remote से channel change करूंगी. Only I will change the channel from, you know, from the remote. Great. Great. Let's see. Who else didn't get a chance? Priya ji, you want to go next?
मैं कपड़े की थैली ही इस्तेमाल करूंगी.
Okay, very good. And what does it mean?
I will only use cloth bags.
Okay, and not plastic or anything else, right? So if you want to be exclusive, you can say that. Great. Good example. Let's try one more time. Navneet, you want to try a simple example? Okay, you can write it as well, Navneet, okay, as always. So anyone, you know, who wants to give it a try? I know a lot of new students. I don't want to put you on spot, but at the same time, you should not feel that you didn't get a chance. So this is your opportunity to participate.
Ashu ji, मेरे दूसरा सवाल है.
हाँ, पूछो.
So using he instead of sirf, like what is the why wouldn't you just use sirf, or like what makes he special from sirf, blah blah blah?
Yeah, so there are many reasons. One that comes to my mind, it can easily coalesce or combine with or conjugated with other pronouns and adverbs, which will be jumping on it, you know, pretty soon. Okay, so something like, you know, muj.
Like a
right, exactly, right? Something like muj, like you say mujhe, right? To me, but this is only the muj part is the oblique case. Okay, so if you want to put he with that, muj plus he is mujhi. Okay, like you want to say your mom only shouts at me, mama mujhe hi डांटती है और मुझी को डांटती है, right? It's like, you know, so you can easily see that it's getting combined with your pronouns as well as your adverbs. Ab is now, abhi is right now. Okay, yahan is here, yahi is right here.
Because it wouldn't make sense if you used sirf. Yeah, it doesn't. I can see how that doesn't work for like with abi.
Yes.
Like some of these examples where it's like I would only eat vegetarian. Like I could see, you could sirf, I could see there, but not in those other. Okay.
That's right. So I mean, there is a lot of commonality. Like you can use sirf, okay, or you can even say keval also. मैं केवल vegetarian खाना खाऊंगा और खाऊंगा.
What is keval? Is that another word for only?
Yeah. So the question was, let me repeat that one more time. The question was like, you know, Kelly is asking why we use only he, right? Why can't we use some of the other words such as, you know, sirf, which is true. You can use that sirf, and the other word is keval.
Is the matra as well?
Matra, yeah, I see.
What?
Matra?
There was a one more, like.
So I think two people are speaking at the same time. Ted, you speak right now.
Matra?
Matra, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so sirf. So this is how, fa but ra on top of it and keval. Ka with a, va and a keval. Okay, don't worry about Devanagari if you guys don't know it, but the idea here is like there are other ways to say similar sentence. You can just, so all the sentences you said, you can use sirf also. Okay, सिर्फ मैं आपसे मिलूंगी. Okay, सिर्फ मैं आपसे मिलूंगा. Okay, सिर्फ मैं पोहा खाऊंगी, that only I will eat पोहा, और सिर्फ मैं couch पे बैठूंगी, right? That's what Neha said, right? Or you can say केवल also, okay? केवल मैं केवल हिंदी पढ़ूंगा, okay? You can say that.
Actually, what Ted wants to say, I think there's a surf kevel and there is a one more. I think you had a class for that. 3 things are the same.
3 things? What was it? Now I'm forgetting it, so you tell me.
It should start with M, meter, matter.
चाय ही पीती हूँ.
Okay, मैं चाय ही पीती हूँ, and I do not drink anything else. Okay, awesome.
Thanks.
And who was that? I didn't get your name.
Riva.
Riva. Okay, good. Awesome. So so far so good. So now we'll pick up a little bit complex use of he. Okay, so bear with me. This may, for new students, it may be a little bit heavy, but I'll try to be, I'll try to simplify it as much as I can. Okay. And the other sentences I wrote. Okay. So let's say you want to say, I go to office, only by a bus. How will you say it?
मैं ऑफिस बस से ही जाती हूँ.
बस से
ही जाती हूँ.
Very good, right? So you see, you remember all your tenses, okay, and you want to just emphasize certain things, okay, and yes, absolutely, right? So now let's see how to use this word with pronoun. So this is, I like this part also because I didn't cover it before in any of my 550 videos, okay, but Rupert Snell, he covers it in the book, so we will cover it as well, and we'll give him the credit for it, right? So using he with pronoun. Okay. Now here is the thing, like, which I want to tell everyone, right? So I'll start with simple. Okay. So let's say, in general, when we say some of the pronouns in Hindi, so I'm going to use first yeh and vah. I'm going to change the order in which Rupert Snell is covering it. So yeh is this and vah is that. So this is yeh, okay, and then vah. And I'm going to ask Taraji, can you give simple examples using these two words, yeh and vah?
यहाँ एक किताब है.
Okay, so that's one example. यह एक किताब है. This is a book, and वह एक किताब है is also, that is a book. Okay, let's use you want to say यह can also be used for he, right? Just he, pronoun he. Okay, so you want to say, let's say he fights. How will you say that? Yes, so I think, yes, he fights. I said it yeh for he, but it's vah, right? So vah, what did you say? Vah? Very good, right? So the verb is ladna, is to fight. So you remove na and you put vah ladta hai. Okay, vah ladta hai. Now, let's say you want to say only he fights. Okay, how will you say that, Taraji? Only he fights, or he only fights?
वहाँ ही लड़ता है.
Very good. वह ही लड़ता है. So the key thing to remember is the pronoun was वह, and you put he next to it, and it becomes वही. It becomes wahi. Okay, so that's the thing you want to remember with this section. Wahi ladta hai. Okay, wahi ladta hai. Okay, wahi ladta hai. Okay, so far we have not covered it, to my surprise as well, in any of the previous videos. Okay, so this is a new grammar for all of you who love to learn Hindi grammar. This is a new topic, right? Because you see a different form of vah altogether. Okay, so far we have learned, like, if vah is used with postposition, Like you can say usne, usko, okay, uska, uski. These are all variation of vah, but this is wahi. Okay, wahi ladta hai. Okay, wahi bolta hai. Okay. What else can you think of with this um, with this form? Can you think of any other examples where you can use wahi?
वही
Jamil?
नाचता
Yeah,
है
wahi puchta hai. What does it mean?
वही नाचता है
Wahi nachta hai. What does it mean?
he only dance
He only dances. Very good, right? He only dances. Great.
So we also saying this yaha, right? And yahit will be.
Very good. You can use that as well. You
So,
can, if you feel, yeah, go for it.
yahi Hindi bolti hai.
Okay. Yahi Hindi bolti hai. And what does it mean?
Just she speaks Hindi.
Okay. Right. Anyone else can think of more examples using
वही केला खाता है.
yahi kela khata hai. Okay, awesome. What does it mean?
He only eats bananas.
He only eats bananas. Okay, awesome, great. Leah ji, you are being very quiet. Tell us.
Sorry, may I say something?
No, let Leah ji finish, and then I'm going to come to you right away. Okay.
I had a comment about the banana sentence.
Yeah, go for it.
So, wahi kela khata hai. That's like only he eats banana, right?
That's
Not
right.
he eats only banana. That would be a different sentence.
That would be वह केला ही खाता है or banana ही खाता है. Right now, it's basically conjugating the he with the pronoun. So you're absolutely right. वही केला खाता है. That means only he eats banana. Yeah, makes sense. Still thinking? Tell me.
Yes, yes.
Okay, good, awesome. Okay, so hopefully this makes sense, right? Same thing with vah. So once you know this part, okay. So once you know this one, so just recall. Yah becomes yahi, or vah becomes wahi. Okay, so just remember that, because now the twist will come here. Now the next thing the Rupert Snell is covering. So yah is, you know, is this and that.
Ashu
Right?
Ji,
Yeah.
before we move on from wahi, can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
I heard the phrase vahito, which up until now I've just seen translated in the Hindi serials as exactly. But what does vahito literally mean?
Yeah, so exclusively, to is another word which we should be covering soon. Vahito is that only. Okay, so let's say you told me, you're describing a scenario that is basically, I have a bias towards certain things, let's say. Okay, and you come to me and let's say you like, let's say we both are going to NYU. Okay. And both of us do not like a professor because he keeps giving very hard assignments. Okay. And you come to me and says the same thing, and I'm going to say, Vahito. That means like, that I was exactly saying the same thing, right? I mean, Vahito. It's just like repeating and emphasizing the same part. So that's when you'll be using Vahito. And let me see if Rupert Snell also talks about it in this section, but that's the scenario that immediately comes to my mind, where you will be like, focusing on that. Okay.
Ashu Ji,
yeah.
When you had that last example, he only fights. Do you feel like he's the only one who fights?
He's the only one who fights. Yes.
So it's kind of, I'm just trying to get this seared in my brain. Like, it's kind of like only one. He's the only one, right? Like,
that's right. He's the only one. Okay. Exclusively the particular person who fights. वही लड़ता है, वही हमेशा लड़ता है. Let's say 3 siblings. Okay. One of them is always making a masti or doing like, all these, making trouble. Okay. and they don't want to, like, parents come and like they want to ask like who did this thing. Okay, you don't want to give the name, but yahi ladki hai aur yahi saman todti hai, that only she breaks or only wahi saman todta hai. Okay, so without pointing a finger, you are like pointing to only exclusively one person.
Okay.
Yeah. Now one more thing before I move on to the next topic, which is yahi ladka, which is Rupert Snell covered. Yahi ladka or wahi ladki. Okay, and which means like the same person. So something similar. You talk about vah. Vah is that, right? So sometimes you say us din, that day. Okay, and if you put he with that, it becomes usi din. Usi, I'm going to put 2e here. Usi din, that means from that day onwards. Okay, from that day onward. Us din ke baad. Usi din ke baad. Okay. Let's say you met an accident, unfortunately, like you're like usi din ke baad maine धीरे चलाना शुरू किया. That after that, then that day only I started driving slowly. Okay, so just remember that us din becomes usi din if you want to give emphasis on that particular day. Okay, now for some of you it may be hard, but hang in there. Slowly it'll start sinking in. Okay, so I'm going to just focus on two more here right now. So right now, as of now, we've covered yah and vah. It becomes yahi and wahi. Now remember, we've done yaha also. Yaha and waha. Who remembers what does it mean? Yaha is
Here.
Yaha is here.
Very good. Here. And waha is
There.
There.
there. Oh, awesome. Okay. Give an example. Let's see. Let me ask someone. Ted, give an example of yaha.
मैं यहाँ हूँ.
मैं यहाँ हूँ. Okay. और यहाँ बारिश हो रही है और यहाँ बहुत गर्मी है. Okay. So we have some more new folks. Ranraj, what do you tell us? Waha. Use waha in an example. Okay, no worries.
Waha मैं says there, right? So
okay, let's say you want to say Kelly is there. Kelly is a person, she is there.
Kelly waha.
Kelly waha. Very good, right? Kelly waha hai. Awesome. Now let's say you want to put he with that. So yaha becomes, who would like to answer that? Yaha becomes, very good. Yaha becomes yahi. And waha becomes
Wahi.
wahi. Great. Now it can be confusing if you see this one, yahi wahi versus yahi wahi. Okay, so this is, you write this one and then you put a dot here on top, and this one you write same thing, wahi, but dot on top, yahi wahi. Okay. I want to say मैं यहीं खाऊंगा. Okay, I will eat only here. Okay, that means exclusively I will only eat here. मैं यहीं पे खाऊंगा. Okay, और मैं वहीं जाऊंगा. That means I will only go there. I'll not go anywhere else. Okay, so hope this makes sense for you. Okay, I know it's hard, but pay attention. In the second case, you're talking about adverbs. So these two, if you remember, are telling you about location specific, where, but whereas these two are pronoun.
Ashu Ji,
Yes.
can you write out I will eat here only?
Okay. I'm going to write it down. I'll eat right here only. Okay. मैं यहीं, I'm going to put a nasal, मैं यहीं I can say यहीं पे खाऊंगा or यहीं खाऊंगा. Okay, so for new students, if you just say मैं खाता हूँ, that means I eat. Okay, the verb is खाना. Okay, for future indefinite, you'll say मैं खाऊंगा. That means I will eat. Okay, I will eat. So far, so good. Okay. Now there's an adverb called yahan. That means here. Okay, so when I say मैं यहाँ खाऊंगा, that means I'll eat here. Okay, मैं यहाँ खाऊंगा. But if you want to say that I will only eat here, nowhere else, that means मैं यहाँ plus he, which becomes यहीं. मैं यहीं खाऊंगा.
मैं समझती हूँ. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, great. So hope this makes sense. Now,
one more question on this, because this does get me confused. So, and maybe I had this too much in an English brain, but when I think of like abi, like it's like right, right in this minute, like right now, or right here, like yahi, like instead of only here. So, which is, it's a little different in terms of shade of meaning, right? I mean, so I probably had it incorrect, I think.
No. So let's talk about ab also. Ab is now, right? That's also adverb. Ab. Give us example of ab, Kelly ji.
Abhi मैं हिंदी बोल रही हूँ.
So you are saying abhi, okay? So let's just ab and kab. Okay, and I think that's what Rupert's Nair is also covering, right? So now if you put he with it, ab becomes abhi.
Like right now in this moment.
Exactly, right now. Abhi मैं हिंदी बोल रही हूँ. Right.
Which is made like different than only now will I speak. Do you see what I'm saying? Like only now I am speaking, but I'm not going to do it later versus right now I'm speaking. That's where I get confused.
So let's write down both the examples. Okay. So you give both the examples and I'll say whether in Hindi they both are same or not. So like, first, I am speaking right now.
Right now in this moment. Yeah.
Okay. मैं अभी बोल रही हूँ. Okay. And then the second one is, that's your first scenario. Scenario number one. What's the second one?
That only now will I speak.
Okay.
Like it sounds like that, well, maybe later I won't speak.
Only now. मैं अभी ही. Okay. I see. अब ही. Very interesting scenario. I'm speaking right now. मैं अभी बोल रही हूँ. Okay. मैं अभी ही बोलूंगी. Okay. So I think in Hindi, the part will remain the same. Only thing I can think of is the location of this will change. But in both the cases, I'm speaking right now. मैं अभी बोल रही हूँ और मैं अभी बोल रहा हूँ. Okay. मैं अभी ही बोलूंगी. बाद में नहीं बोलूंगी. You see that, or it's still getting lost?
So, okay. I guess it's the word, like when I think of only, it's different than like right now, but it could, maybe it just takes more practice.
No. So it's a fair one, right? So so the thing is, like, it's also context. If you look at the previous example, right, where we just finished the yahi, okay? How will you fit in the right now part in the yahi? Because there it's like in the location specific, yahan and wahan, right? Like, let's say you are debating with someone that, you guys want to go to and travel a place, let's say in Hawaii, okay? मैं यहीं जाऊंगी. Like in that case, it is location specific that you will
only there. That one I get.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. But I think your question is more about abhi. It's more location, like, time specific.
But it's not, so it's saying it can be the same then, that right now in this minute means only now.
That's right. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if you want to add only, you have to add another he. So it's like, I'll sign books now. I'll only sign books now.
Yeah.
मैं अभी sign करूंगी.
Yeah.
मैं अभी ही sign करूंगी. When you add only, it's like, I won't do it later. I'll only do it now. And
yeah, I can
you
see
don't.
that. I can see that. I can see having one more he. Because there is a, there's a built-in he, and then on top of it, you're putting one more he. Abhi hi bolungi. Yeah.
Okay, Dhanyavad.
Yeah. So I know this is kind of hard, and for most of you, if you're feeling like what the heck is going on, you're not alone. Okay, this is a harder concept, and I don't see how just by reading through the table that Rupert Snell has on the book, you would be able to come up with a sentence. That's why it's important, to read it. Okay, so I think we should continue this. Some more examples here. Okay, otherwise it'll be hard for you to remember it. Okay, but as a homework exercise, I want you to do something here. Okay, I want you to make a list of all the pronouns that you have. Okay, so let's say मैं. This is your homework exercise. Okay. मुझे, let's say, movies पसंद है. Okay, I want you to put he. So there's two part here. मुझे और मुझको. You can say मुझको movies पसंद है. Okay, मुझको movies पसंद है. So I want you to change it to other pronouns. Use other pronouns and use he with that. Okay. मुझी को movies पसंद है. I can give you one hint. Okay. उसी को movies पसंद है. Okay. Now you have to come up with the rest of the pronouns. Okay. So you can use मैं, आप, हम, वे, यह, वह. Okay. They. These are those. Okay. So I want you to try that, and let's see what you guys come up with, because that way at least doing the next class would be rather easier. Okay, so I hope this makes sense. Because we are short on time, we'll not be able to do reading today. Okay, as opposed to that, we will do the internal discussion among us. Like, so as you know, we'll do the breakout rooms where all of you can talk to each other. Try to, I mean, again, it's a free forum, so you are feel free to, to have any conversations related to Hindi, but try to see if you can use he in your conversation. Okay, so right now we have about 20 students. To save time, and I think if any of you have any obligation, feel free to drop off. There's no problem with that. I want to be cognizant of each of your time. So, and for folks who join using live Facebook, thank you so much. We'll meet again, and next week. So I'm going to